In the summer of 1904, St. Louis, Missouri was hosting the World's Fair and the third modern Olympic Games. On August 30th at 3 p.m., the hottest part of a humid 90-degree day, 32 men stood at the starting line for the marathon. What followed was not a display of peak athletic performance, but a survival horror story that remains the most bizarre event in sporting history. A recipe for disaster. The race was designed by James Sullivan, the chief organizer, who had a dangerous pseudo-scientific theory. He wanted to test purposeful dehydration. To see how the human body reacted to extreme conditions, he provided only 2 water stations for the entire 26.2-mile course. To make matters worse, the track consisted of rugged dirt roads with hills so steep they were nicknamed 7-Mile Hill. As the runners took off, officials' cars drove ahead of them, kicking up massive, choking clouds of dust. With no water and lungs full of silt, the chaos began. The cast of characters. The race featured a lineup of individuals that seemed plucked from a fiction novel. The winner on rat poison, Thomas Hicks, the American favorite, Thomas Hicks, began to collapse 10 miles before the finish. Instead of water, his trainers fed him a mixture of egg whites and 1/60th grain of strychnine, rat poison, washed down with brandy. At the time, strychnine was thought to be a stimulant in small doses. By the end, Hicks was hallucinating, believing he still had 20 miles to go while he was only steps from the finish line. He had to be physically carried over the line by his trainers while his feet mechanically moved in the air. The car cheater, Fred Lords, topped out at mile 9 due to cramps and hitched a ride in a car. He waved at spectators for 11 miles until the car broke down. Then he decided to jog the rest of the way to the stadium. He crossed the finish line first, was crowned the winner, and was about to take a photo with Alice Roosevelt, the president's daughter, before someone pointed out he had driven half the race. He claimed it was just a joke. The napping Cuban, Andarin Carvajal, a Cuban mailman who raised money for his trip by running across Cuba. He lost all his money gambling in New Orleans and arrived in St. Louis hitchhiking. He ran the marathon in heavy street shoes and long trousers, which he cut into shorts at the start line. During the race, he stopped to chat with spectators, stole some peaches from a car, and then ate rotten apples from an orchard. The apples gave him stomach cramps, so he took a nap for half an hour, woke up, and still finished in 4th place. The Stolen Pursuit, Len Taugnane and Jan Masciani. These were the first black Africans to compete in the Olympics. They were in St. Louis as part of a Boer War exhibit. Len Taugnane was actually a top contender until he was chased a mile off course by a pack of aggressive stray dogs. Despite the detour, he finished 9th. The deadly dust. The conditions were so poor that one runner, William Garcia, nearly became the first Olympic fatality. He was found collapsed on the side of the road. The dust had coated his esophagus and ripped the lining of his stomach, causing a near-fatal internal hemorrhage. The legacy of the 1904 chaos. Out of the 32 starters, only 14 managed to finish. Thomas Hicks, the official winner, lost 8 pounds during the race and was so ill he couldn't even stand to receive his trophy. This disaster changed the Olympics forever. It proved that James Sullivan's dehydration theory was lethal, leading to the standardization of water stations. It also forced the Olympic Committee to implement stricter rules regarding cheating and athlete safety. Today, the 1904 marathon stands as a testament to human endurance, the absurdity of early sports science, and a story so strange that it defines the Wild West era of American history.